Good afternoon from Cappadocia, Turkey. This is an intro to the graduation speech that I gave on last Wednesday, June the 6th, at our graduation, at our commencement ceremony. And I just kind of wanted to tell you guys how this all came about. Each year, the graduating class is able to elect whatever speaker they want. It doesn't have to be a teacher, it doesn't have to be a businessman, it doesn't even have to be a family member or a community leader. It can just be anybody. And so the class unanimously voted to have me speak at their graduation, and I was super honored to be able to do that. And I just want to share the speech with you guys, because I really feel like the message resonated with the graduating class, and so that can be pushed everywhere, and anybody and everybody. And I'm hoping and I'm praying that can get something from this message. So without further ado, here it is, my inaugural commencement speech, graduation 2023.
Graduates, parents, fellow faculty, and staff, welcome to graduation 2023. We have come to say goodbye to our 8th grade class, a class and group that has always been focused and determined to see the other side of their goals, even if they always did it in silence. Today, graduates, we honor you. We honor your hard work. We honor your loyalty. And we gather here to honor this page of your journey. As I was preparing for this day, I was going back and forth and hoping and praying that I could write a message that was tailored to this specific class. All things considered, I wanted a message that was relevant, a message that would resonate even in the most minute way. I didn't want to overthink it, and I most certainly did not want to stand and speak before you all either. Now I know that this is my first year, and I've only known you 1 year. However, that does not diminish the impact you have left on my life and DAIS. Now I have to say that when you asked me to be the speaker for your graduation, I was shocked, and especially after hearing that the great Ms. LeBlanc gave the speech last year, I thought it was the start of a really funny joke. However, I am really grateful that you asked me to speak for you. This is the greatest honor in the 10 years that I've been in education. As you leave this campus, some will go to boarding school, and some will even attend traditional high schools. As you turn this page from DAIS to your respective high school choices and journeys, there is something I'd like to say as you turn the page from middle school and as you turn the page to high school. For some of you, DAIS is all you've known. And turning the page to another chapter can seem very daunting. From a pandemic and its back and forth safety measures and failed return to normal policies and promises, to actual war and its pressurized sanctions being felt across the world, from exclusiveness gaining traction in our society. It's no wonder that anxiety and worry has plagued your mind. The fear of wondering, what's next? What should I do? What will this next page look like? And is what I do today even worth it? I remember when I turned the page from high school and I turned the page to college. It was 2008, and the world was in the worst economic recession since the Great Depression. And to add misery to that, we were almost 20 years in a war on terror. Just to give you an estimate, I was in grade 7 when that happened, when we declared war. Just those two things alone could make anyone fear and run from the future. However, with the help of my teachers and my parents, I had to decide whether I would continue to stay negative about what was, or I could turn the page from fear and have hope of what could be. I decided that day not to allow fear to shape my future. And I am telling you the exact same thing. You can't allow fear to stop you from reaching your destiny. You can't allow fear to stop you from turning the page from this chapter to turning the page to another. Be strong and courageous. Do not give fear permission to hijack your destiny and potential. Do not relinquish your destiny to false evidence appearing real. Fear. I speak this not as an empty, but attainable strategy. Well, how would I know such a thing? Because I have seen this attribute in each and every one of you at some point this school year. I have witnessed your ability to turn the page from one chapter, one moment, one habit, and one thought process, to turning the page to a mental shift that has created a highway of perspective changes and possibilities. Whether it was Daniel turning the page from being a quiet young man of a few words to a young man who is truly coming into his own with an outgoing personality. Whether it was Clara turning the page from worry and anxiety of not accomplishing her goals to turning the page to being okay with just doing her best. Whether it was Nathaniel simply turning the page from fear by facing his fears on a bridge at Glacier 3000 and walking back and forth on a suspension bridge. Whether it was Selma turning the page from fear to turning the page to conquering many tasks that was asked of her this school year and allowing herself just to enjoy the moment, regardless if it was out of her comfort zone. Whether it was Oliver turning the page from not wanting to present in class to turning the page to being one of the most enthusiastic students I've ever taught. Whether it was Stevie turning from not wanting to do something just because it hasn't been done before to rolling up her sleeves and turning the page to tackling the task anyway, despite what the outcome may be. Whether it was Aaliyah turning the page from being indecisive about ninth grade or in her boarding school because of fear, but turning the page to allow herself to experience a new moment in life, even if it was a little scary. Again, another example of doing it afraid. Or whether it was Tyler, turning the page from being a shy kid, not saying much in class, and in most social settings, to turning the page to having the courage to come out of his shell and allowing people to see him and his amazing personality. You all have shown that you have taken charge of your own destiny. It is not a foreign task being asked of you. It is something I've seen you do time after time after time. So today, I continue to ask you, turn the page from mistakes and turning the page to moving forward. Turn the page from fear to turning the page to taking risks. Turning the page from worry and anxiety to turning the page to hope and optimism. Turning the page from I can't to turning the page to I will try. Turning the page from this is not my time to turning the page to this is my now. Turning the page from today and turning the page to your tomorrow. Enjoy this next page because now not only have you earned it, but now you have accepted and turned to the new.